Hey there YouTube, this is 11 Bronson back here again, and today it's update time for my Clint Eastwood movies and Charles Bronson movies. Since the last time I talked about both gentlemen, I've actually gained a few new movies of theirs. Some new, some updated from DVD to Blu-ray. So without further ado, let's go over them. Let's start with Charles Bronson. The way this channel starts was because of Charles Bronson, so first up is a new Blu-ray of Breakheart Pass from Germany. I had not previously owned this movie before. Actually pretty good western. Starring Charles Bronson, Richard Crenna from the Rambo movies, Colonel Troutman, Jill Ireland, Charles Durning, Ed Lauder. Pretty great cast. Pretty good movie. And then upgrades, the Death Wish movies in Germany, they released them recently on, recently, I guess it's about a year ago that I picked them up. The Death Wish movies are now on Blu-ray, except for the second one. I still don't own the second one on Blu-ray. I'm gonna have to track that down somewhere else, because now I actually have all the Death Wish movies except for the second one on Blu-ray. But anyway, Death Wish 1, the original. They actually released this when the remake with Bruce Willis was released. They actually coincided, released Death Wish with Charles Bronson on Blu-ray. Then, unfortunately, no Death Wish 2, but we do have Death Wish 3 on Blu-ray now. Death Wish 4, The Crackdown. There. And Death Wish 5, The Face of Death. Actually, I think it's a pretty rare print, because in the titles they actually have the numeral 5 in the credits. So I know that other versions usually don't have that, but this one actually has a Roman numeral 5 in titles in the credit sequence. So I think it's a rare print, and it's a pretty good print too. Great picture quality. Definitely a step up from the DVD that I previously owned. And next up is a Blu-ray of a movie I've never actually owned before. Yeah, The Great Escape. I actually never had this movie before. And I only picked it up about 2 months ago now. And I've seen it for the first time in my life, and I have to say it's a pretty good movie. I can't believe I missed out on it so long, but it's a pretty good movie. A little long, because it's like 3 hours, right? But still, I thought Bronson was great. Steve McQueen, it had, besides Bronson, it had a great cast overall. Steve McQueen, James Garner, Richard Attenborough, James Coburn, Donald Pleasance, directed by John Sturges. Great movie. Next up is a DVD from Germany. Lola, or Twinkie, is also what the movie is called. This was from Bronson's European era of movies, the late 60s, early 70s, when he did a lot of European movies. This is one of them. This is actually a British movie, if I'm not mistaken, directed by Richard Donner, who did the Lethal Weapon movies. Now, Bronson plays a 40-year-old writer, and she is, well, the DVD says she's 16, so let's go with that. So yeah, she's an underage girl in love with Bronson. It's, yeah, kind of a weird movie for Bronson, but had some fun stuff in it. I thought it was okay. And next up, I also never owned it before, but I did see it, The Magnificent Seven. Yul Brynner, Steve McQueen, Charles Bronson, Eli Wallach is in it, Robert Vaughn, James Coburn once again. Music by Elmer Bernstein. By the way, this and The Great Escape, great musical scores by Elmer Bernstein. Love it. Great movie. Magnificent Seven, one of the best westerns. And last but not least, this is a upgrade for Murphy's Law. This is the Blu-ray and the DVD. This is like a, I guess, how do you call it? A media book. There's the Blu-ray. And then you actually flip it over. This is the back side of it. So now this is the back side right there. And in the middle you have like a little booklet, and there's the DVD. But of course I bought it for the Blu-ray, and because it's a special edition, and actually talks in depth about the making of the movie in the booklet inside. So there's the original poster. So yeah, there you go, Murphy's Law. Now own it on Blu-ray in this media book. Great edition. And then let's move over to Clint Eastwood. Yeah, let's do this box set first. Actually now own this Clint Eastwood box set on Blu-ray, which is the Universal box set. There's the back, there's the side. These are the movies inside. Most of the movies I already owned, but now they're upgraded to Blu-ray. So let's take a look, shall we? First up is Coogan's Bluff on Blu-ray. First movie he did with Don Siegel. And kind of a predecessor to Dirty Harry, if you ask me. I think there's a lot of things there that will later be in Dirty Harry. Second movie with Don Siegel, Two Mules for Sister Sarah, which I previously owned on DVD, as I did Coogan's Bluff. Great Western, funny Western, I liked it. This one I never owned before, because this was quite rare for me to get, but now I have it on Blu-ray. The Beguiled, another Don Siegel collaboration. I actually really like this movie. I thought this was a pretty good kind of, it's not a typical Western, but it is a Western setting. It's set during the Civil War. And Clint Eastwood plays this injured, what was it, a cavalry soldier? A Yankee soldier. The blue ones. Sorry, I'm not American. I don't know about the Civil War that much, but wait, you had the Union and the Confederacy, right? I think it's the Union. Was it? Yeah. It's not important. The movie is great, and I'm very happy to have it now on Blu-ray. So next, another upgrade for Play Missy for me. Again, I did previously own it on DVD, and now it's here in high definition. Great print. And I love the movie. Clint Eastwood's directorial debut, and it's a pretty good one. And then we have Joe Kidd, another Western, co-starring John Saxon and Robert Duvall. Not Clint's best Western, but I did like it. And then probably my favorite Clint Eastwood Western, besides the Dollars trilogy, High Plains Drifter. Definitely my favorite Western that he directed, although Unforgiven and Outlaw Josie Wales come really close, but I just love this movie a lot. High Plains Drifter on Blu-ray. And then this is a oddity, Breezy, with Kay Lance and William Holden. Right? Yeah. He directed this one. He's not in it. Well, he has a Blink or You Miss It cameo. I did spot it, but he's like walking along the main characters on a pier somewhere. But pretty odd movie for Clint Eastwood to do. It's about this hippie girl, very free-spirited. I was actually pretty pleasantly surprised by this movie. I thought it was pretty decent, actually. And then let me just quickly put these back here. And last but not least, we have the Eiger Sanction, which I did not previously own. Co-starring Vanetta McGee, who was in the spaghetti western The Great Silence. And other than that, we have what's his name? He's in this movie. George Kennedy. Yeah, George Kennedy was with Clint Eastwood also in Thunderbolt and Lightfoot. At first I saw this movie before I owned this on Blu-ray. I have seen it a few times. At first I was never a really big fan of this movie, but I watched it recently again and it's growing on me. It's not Clint Eastwood's best movie, but it's an okay watch. It's It's not terrible. So that's the Clint Eastwood Universal Pictures box set on Blu-ray. And then we have some other ones. An upgrade for my favorite Clint Eastwood movie besides The Good, the Bad and the Ugly, Dirty Harry. My favorite non-Western Clint Eastwood movie, I rather should say. Of course I have all the Dirty Harry movies on DVD, but I saw this for $5. It's a special edition. It has quite a few extras on it. Audio commentaries from Richard Schickel. It actually has two Clint Eastwood documentaries on it, Out of the Shadows and The Man from El Paso. And the print of Dirty Harry, the movie itself, is pretty great audio. And I'm actually really looking for the other Dirty Harry movies on Blu-ray because I love Dirty Harry. Let's just say these movies make my day. And then I mentioned this in my Spaghetti Western DVD and Blu-ray overview, but I do own the Dallas trilogy on Blu-ray now. This is from Germany, a 2-pack of Fistful of Dollars and a few dollars more. Great print, great audio, ton of extras that I didn't have on the DVDs previously, like audio commentaries from Sir Christopher Frayling, who is a spaghetti western and Sergio Leone expert, let's say. He knows a lot about the genre and about Sergio Leone. Yeah, Fistful of Dollars, few dollars more on Blu-ray. Great movies. And of course my favorite spaghetti western, The Good, the Bad and the Ugly. Well, I say now my favorite, but I go back and forth between this and Once Upon a Time in the West, but depends on the mood. Let's just say for now I'm gonna call this my favorite spaghetti western. Definitely my favorite Clint Eastwood movie, I can say that with 100% certainty. Lee Van Cleef and Eli Wallach are brilliant. The music by Ennio Morricone is one of the best ever. Great movie, love it. Now have it on Blu-ray. Great. And this one I also did not own previously, In the Line of Fire. Clint Eastwood, John Malkovich and Rene Russo. And I love Rene Russo, she's one of my favorite actresses actually. And the film is directed by Wolfgang Petersen. I'm suspecting he's German. Music by Ennio Morricone actually, so that's always a plus. Great movie. I actually like it, it's one of my favorite Clint Eastwood movies from the 90s. And last but not least, his latest movie, The Mule, which I did saw in theaters, which is already 2 years ago, right? Yeah, 2018. It's 2 years ago already. Yeah, The Mule. Clint Eastwood still going strong at 90 years old, you know. I believe he turns 90 this year. I could be mistaken, but the man keeps going, the man is still going strong, and I love him. He's great. This man has all the respect that I have, because doing movies at 90 years old, it's tough, right? So more power to him, he's fantastic, I love Clint Eastwood, and that's the update video on my Charles Bronson Clint Eastwood collection. I hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for more. So long for now.